This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesianicristo.
Hello.
Hola.
Bonjour.
Konnichiwa.
Ni hao.
Ciao. Annyeonghaseyo. Mabuhay.
Welcome to Washington State.
Explore the sights. Discover new things.
Appreciate the arts, music, and food.
Travel to new places.
Meet the people.
Make new friends.
In other words, come home with us.
Come home with us.
This is INCRadio Seattle, Washington.
Especially here in the District of Washington State. Thank you once again for joining us here on INCRadio Seattle. My name is Sister Jenny Martinez, and I'll be your host today. I'm from the local congregation of Seattle, so hopefully we'll see each other around there. And if not, then that's quite sad, but it's okay. Anyways, today we have an exciting topic. If you love fishing, we have a great topic in store for you because we're not talking about the regular kind of fishing, but we are talking about shell fishing. And our guest is here today to tell us about her experience. You'll hear her here in a little bit. In the meantime, you do want to ask a question to those who are watching. We want to know, have you ever gone shell fishing, and what was your experience like? And if this is the first time you're learning about shell fishing, it's my first time too, so just stay tuned, and our guests will be here to kind of explain what that is. But in the meantime, please go ahead and answer the question I have asked, and then we'll go ahead and read that later on in the live chat. So yes, hopefully you guys can start a conversation there because it's always fun to read. But yeah, let's go ahead and show our video that we prepared for you guys. Again, it's about shell fishing, and we asked the brethren from the district to send in some photos. So it's going to be a fun video. Kia Tech, if you can play that video.
The Pacific Northwest can be grueling, cold, and messy, but can also be fun, rewarding, and delicious. With all the beaches in Washington, no wonder it is the largest producer of hatchery-raised and farmed shellfish in the U.S., and that almost 500,000 shellfishing licenses were purchased last year. Shellfishing in Washington can be harvesting for clams and crabs, shucking oysters, and gathering mussels. Shellfishing can be done throughout the year, depending on location and what you'll be harvesting. If you plan on doing some shellfishing this year, please make sure you know the rules and do your research. A shellfishing license is a must for anyone above 15 years old. Research the beach you plan to shellfish in. Is it safe? Is the shellfish you want in season? When is low tide? What are the daily limits? What is the legal size? What are helpful tips for attire, tools, and parking? Knowing the laws and receiving advice from experts will help you enjoy your adventure even more. For clam digging, clams don't have legs to run away, yet they're not always easy to catch. Location, technique, and timing play important roles in whether or not you come home with a daily limit of these resourceful and adaptable creatures. There are more than 10 different types of clams to harvest in Washington State. Most of them are small, steamer-type clams, but there are some bigger ones like razor clams, gooey duck, that are delicious for frying and for clam chowder. Dig in. There's nothing like the excitement of seeing a clam sign, the thrill of catching a clam, and the awe of holding one in your palm. Remember to clean them thoroughly for the best part, eating them. When it comes to oysters, although spring is the best time to harvest them, they are available for harvesting in different beaches in Washington. Just like clam digging, it is best to harvest 1 to 2 hours before low tide. For most beaches in Washington, oyster gathering is the easy part since they're just on the beach. The challenging part is the shucking. Shucking at the beach is required by law, and you'll get a chance to develop your skills with lots of practice. Enjoy them fresh from the beach or cook them at grills available at most beaches. Next is crabbing, one of Washington's most popular recreational fisheries. Each Each year, recreational crabbers catch more than 1.5 million pounds of Dungeness crab, using pots, ring nets, and, in the case of wade and dive fishers, their bare hands. There's nothing like pulling up a pot full of crab, even if not all of them are legal size. Crabbing seems to have more rules, so please be knowledgeable of them before crabbing. It might be sayang, or a waste, if you have to throw back soft-shelled crabs, the females, and the legal-sized crabs, but they are not worth the stiff fee. The red rock crab is more common around the state. The meat is quite tasty, but not as much as the Dungeness crab. The Dungeness crab is arguably the best tasting of the different crabs available in Washington. It can reach 10 inches across the back, so throwing away smaller sizes won't be a problem. Whatever shellfish you enjoy, there are plenty available across the state. During the next hot summer day, do a little research, grab a bucket and other tools, and head for the beach. Enjoy some sun and fresh tasting treats. Shellfishing is one of the most enjoyable activities in the Pacific Northwest.
That was such an amazing video. I believe that video was probably made by Sister Tia, because it sounds like Sister Tia. Were you there, Sister Hazel? I know that's your family.
I think the last one I was on the boat with Brother Vaughn, but I've gone on the boat with him and with my other brother-in-law. It was fun.
So cool. I know when I was watching that video, I was like, this is so educational, but then yet so interesting to watch and fun. I love the video. Thank you so much, Sister Tia, for making that video. If you don't know what shellfishing is, now you know. That was very detailed. So thank you once again. We'll go ahead and read the comments that we have received during the video. From Brother Christopher Valdez, he has a greeting, and he says, "Happy birthday, Brother Tenny. Happy viewing to all but. Congrats, Calawagan, Dipano, and Apilado families in the Pasugo quiz last night. Great job to you all but. Hashtag BetterOA." And from Sister Kristlyn Torres, she says, "Happy anniversary, Bellingham and Marysville. Hashtag Oak Harbor." And another one, belated congratulations to Brother Marlon and Sister Eva. Welcome, baby Ayla. Ayla, am I saying it correctly? Thumbs up? Okay, great. Yes, okay. Hashtag INCRadio Seattle. Congratulations to Brother Marlon. And if you guys don't remember, I'm pretty sure you guys remember, he is one of our INC Radio hosts. So he's kind of on leave right now because he's taking care of Ayla. So congratulations. So let's go ahead and introduce our guest who's here. I'm guessing she's gone shell fishing. And if you have any shout outs you'd like to make, now would be the time too. Sister Charmaine.
Hello po, I'm Sister Charmaine from the locale of Tacoma. Shout out to my family and friends watching.
Thank you, Sister Charmaine. And we also have Sister Hazel who's here. Obviously, she's already spoken and you guys are all familiar with her. Say hi, Sister Hazel.
Thank you, Sister Jenny. This is Sister Hazel from the local of Everett. Shout out to the local of Everett and advance happy birthday to my son, Brother Joshua, who's also a host here. He will be turning, I don't want to say the age. I think it's okay.
Say it.
He's turning 25 on July 18. I got the date wrong. Back to you.
He is so young. The fact that you had to look to your side to make sure you'd be able to say it. 25 is so young. I am not jealous at all. But okay, let's go ahead and jump into your discussion. Sister Charmaine, are you ready for this?
Ready? Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so what type of shellfish do you catch?
Well, you know what? A little bit of everything. If you were ever interested in shellfishing, then the Pacific Northwest is definitely the perfect place to live. You know, we have the ocean just a day trip away. You've got the Puget Sound, you've got the canals and the beaches, and there's just an abundance of places to go shellfishing here. So, you know, I've gone crabbing off the piers, I've done razor climbing, you know, climbing for the smaller ones like little neck clams, cockles, and forest clams, mussels, oysters. I've also attempted squid, which surprisingly does count as shellfishing. I've got like a whole light setup and everything for it, but unfortunately, no luck so far. So it's definitely a bucket list item. But definitely, yes, a lot is available to us here in Washington State.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the water is so close to us.
Hmm.
Surprisingly, I haven't gone shellfishing, and this is again like my first time hearing about it. But as I was watching the video, I was kind of like, I don't know if it's for me because I felt already sad seeing the crab being caught. Do you ever feel that way, Sister Charmaine? Or you kind of like toughing it
Um,
out by now?
it's okay. I haven't actually caught anything big enough, so I always just kind of set them free. So, I mean, you can do that. You can catch them and just set them free, and then they can go on, live another day. Hopefully.
Oh, right, because if it is small,
Hmm.
it's best to throw it back, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
There's a
so
legal side.
hopefully they don't ever grow big enough to be captured because
I'll, I'll take you to where I go then. They're all tiny.
okay, that's great. I would rather them hide, but that's just me being, a little softy at times. Okay, so what was the challenging part in shellfishing?
Well, the challenging part would have to be, being patient, and definitely it's doing the research. Like what was mentioned in the intro video, there are a lot of rules when it comes to shellfishing. You have to know which beaches, which piers have the shellfish. You have to make sure the season's open for them, especially for the type of shellfish you're looking to catch. Different beaches have different seasons for shellfishing. But the easiest way to find all this information out is a quick internet search. They'll give you all the info you need. And clamming, crabbing, squidding, um, they each have that unique set of rules to them. So a limit of the amount you can take depending on species, and that size factor is definitely something you have to know before going out. So if you want to stay safe, if you want to avoid any hefty fines, then you'll want to do that online research prior to going out.
Just out of curiosity, Sister Hazel, you can even jump in because I know that it seems like you're experienced in this, but or am I being
A little
weird? Are
bit,
you?
yeah. No, a little bit.
Okay, I was like, I am being weird a little bit, but what would be the like? Have you guys accidentally ever caught something else that you shouldn't have caught? Like, because I'm thinking like, when you mentioned squid, I was like, I wonder if they've ever caught like an octopus or something like that. Is that something?
No, with me, I caught, we were doing not the shelf, well, we were crabbing in between crabbing while you're letting your crab pots, stay there to catch crabs. We go fishing for flounder. I've caught three sharks. I thought
Wow.
I caught flounder, but it was pretty big shark. So I was like, oh no, I have to throw it back. But it was big enough for me. But I don't think it's the one that bites. I think they call it dog shark or something like that. But yeah, I've caught sharks before instead of a fish. Octopus, not so much, but I've caught when we go squidding, I I think I caught three at a time because at that time they were mating. It's mating season when they're at the dock. So, and you have lots of jigs. You don't put just one jig. I don't know if you know what it looks like. It's like an inverted. It has a lot of. She's a Charmaine, if you can help me here. It's inverted like this with
Like
really
a lot of hook.
tiny, yeah,
Yeah.
tiny. Yeah, like that, like the tiny needles. That's like this. So you put like two or three on your line. So when you cast it, you'll catch more than one at a time. And it was fun. And Sister Charmaine, if you want to go squidding, winter season is the best. They have the winter squid and they're bigger. And you just go stand at the dock. We usually go to Edmonds Dock. Um, People will be lined up there. You just need to be careful that you're casting straight so you're not snagging somebody else's hook or line because they are actually like sardines standing next to each other.
Hmm.
And it's really hard if it's windy because you when you cast, even if you try to cast straight, it'll go sideways. So my sister always tells me, I'll cast for you because you don't know how. Because I don't always go, she does. But I love squid and I love squidding. So it is fun. You
Yeah,
should
don't
try it
listen to
too.
her, Sister Charmaine. Don't go there to squidding. Let them let them live a long life.
I mean, I've caught trash. That's what I've caught. I don't
Oh
squid what I've
no.
caught. So I think I should go with you guys just to learn a couple more tips and tricks.
It's yummy. You don't eat
Mhm.
shellfish, you don't eat squid, you don't eat crab, Sister Jenny?
See, that's the thing. I'm so weird because like I've always told people this too, and I'm still the same way. I don't think I would ever I wouldn't I don't have the heart to be able to capture what I'm going to be eating. But if it's already prepared and like, if obviously if you go to a restaurant, then that's the only time that I'm okay with it. But I can't. There's one time my mom and my dad actually they brought home a bag of crabs, still alive, right? And they know how I try to save these little creatures. And so, anyways, um, I was like 23 at this time. So, that was like not too long ago. But anyways, yeah, I saw a bag of crabs and then I took it and I went and hid it in my house because later on that day we had a church activity. So I already planned with my friend. I'm like, we have a bag of crabs here. Let's go and release them at the dock after the church activity. My mom got so mad and then she managed to find where they were because of the smell. So yeah, the
Did
smell,
they
like they were
die?
dead. No, no,
Oh,
no, they,
okay.
they didn't die yet, but the sea smell, how like they smell like. So I
They do.
couldn't be able to do it. But how about you, Sister Charmaine? What would you say is your favorite memory from crabbing or clamming or shellfishing?
Well, shell fishing is definitely an adventure. Each time I've gone out, I've always come away from it with some sort of fun memory, some really unique experiences. Um, but my favorite would have to be squidding at Alki Beach. Because squid, they're active at night, they're attracted to light. So along the piers of Alki, like what was mentioned earlier, you'll see that line of fishermen there with their lighting rigs. So they'll all have spotlights kind of pointed down at the water below them. And then some of those rigs can actually be submerged into the water, and some of them emit like a really pretty green glow. So, like, picture this: it's nighttime. You've got this downtown city lights in front of you. In the distance, and then the water below is actually emitting and glowing a green light. And you'll see schools of salmon swimming by, a lot of tiny baby fish, like a jellyfish or two also swimming. So it's a really neat experience that I never thought I'd experience, especially before moving here to Washington. But again, not to completely romanticize it, like what was mentioned earlier before, squidding does happen in the wintertime. So it gets really, really cold. But despite that, it's a lot of fun.
So for those who want to go squidding, I would say go in the summertime, not not the winter time. That's when I'm just kidding.
You'll still catch some, but it's a smaller squid.
Exactly.
You can
That's
still
what we're
eat
aiming for.
them, though.
No, I'm just kidding. Actually, like I said, the video was so intriguing. And it looks so much like fun. Like my husband and I, we've been talking about going fishing for a while, but I'm like, we'll only go if we capture and release. So I don't know. I'm just kind of weird like that. But how about you, Sister Hazel? Because again, you're super experienced. I do want to ask you too what your favorite memory um was or is.
Well, my favorite one would be my very first time to go squidding. I was pregnant with my eldest daughter, Samantha. And of course, it was winter time around, I think it was December. My sister asked me if I want to go squidding, and I go, yes, because I've been craving for squid. But you can go to the store and buy, but it's different if you catch your own food. And so here I am with my big stomach out there trying to catch squid, and I wasn't catching anything. But there's this one nice guy next to us, and he goes, oh, I don't really eat squid. I just love to go squidding and catching them. So he gave me his bucket full of squid, and I went home really happy. Even if I think I only caught two squids that night, but I ended up with a full bucket because a nice person gave it to me because he just wants to catch squid. But it's always the first time that you go. It's very, very interesting and memorable. And plus the fact that I was pregnant with my big belly hanging out there trying to squid. So
That's probably why he gave you the bucket of squid, because he saw that you're a pregnant woman struggling.
probably he felt sorry for me.
It's okay. I'm glad that you're able to go home with the bucket of squid, but you know, the squid were probably pretty sad. I'm just kidding. Sister Charmaine, last question and really, really quick. What advice would you have, or do you want the guests to take away from this show? What advice do you have for those that want to do these kinds of activities, like first timers and those who have never tried it before?
All right. So definitely, again, that's to do your research. But a general checklist I follow is to make sure you have the fishing license, make sure the seasons are open for the shell fishing that you want to do. You want to make sure the biotoxin levels are not very high to the point where it'll be harmful for when you consume the actual shellfish. General rule of thumb is avoid eating anything raw as well. Check the tide charts because you want to make sure you want to go at the lowest tide possible. Otherwise, you're going to be going swimming instead. And also learn how to identify the shellfish. Oh, and bring waterproof boots and shovels.
Thank you so much, Sister Charmaine. And just a FYI, for those who do go shell fishing, there is a kind way of cooking your crab, you know, just so you don't feel pain. Just do your research on that too, because I've searched it up. I wanted to see if they feel pain, but there's a kind way. Just know that, okay? But anyways, Sister Hazel, go ahead and take it away with all the announcements happening in our district.
Thank you, Sister Jenny. I don't know what the kind way is. I just boil water, put them on the pot. But anyway, okay, for our past activities, July 7th, we had a special gathering in Seattle. And last July 10th is Bellingham's 7th year anniversary. Happy anniversary, Bellingham. And there's another anniversary here. July 15th is Marysville's 8th year anniversary. And last night, we had the International District Pasugo Quiz, and Brother Christopher already mentioned the winners. And to all the contestants or participants, you are all winners for participating in that District Pasugo Quiz. And also, every Mondays and Fridays, we have the EVM in our local, so please support them. Back to you, Sister Jenny.
No, back to you. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, Sister Hazel. Anyways, we like to remind you guys, and thank you for all the announcements, by the way. We like to also remind you guys the different ways that we can tune in. If you do go on YouTube, which I know all of us do, and type in INCRadio DZEM 954, you'll be able to find us there. And when you do find us, please don't forget to subscribe. We also have our website, incradio.org. And before we end the show, we want to mention some of these comments, and you're probably going to be familiar with them, Sister Charmaine. So really quick, let's see, how do you pronounce your last name correctly, Sister Charmaine?
Galapon.
Galapon, okay, got it. Because Brother Randy Galapon, he says, hashtag Tacoma went with Charmaine and Aramaine. Is that how you say her name?
Aramaine, yes, well, that's my Clea. Hi, Clea.
Yeah. They said they went shell fishing with you and they had a blast. Charmaine is a pro. Nice, Sister Charmaine. Okay, and then from Sister Armaine Galopon, she says, thanks, Ate, for always being the shellfish researcher. Yes, because for me, I never thought to actually do research when shellfishing. Sister Blessing, she says, my favorite memory took my mom crabbing and she was so distressed that we couldn't keep all of them. Good for you. Good for you for not keeping all of them. She kept shaking her head and saying Sayong, which I actually laughed about because I know Sister Tia said that in her video. Anyways, she says, she kept shaking her head and saying Sayong as she tossed back the small crabs. Olympia's Tommy Park is a great place to clam and oyster shucking. Come visit. Shucking. I never. Is that a term?
To open
Yes, it
or
is.
start shucking, yes.
Oh, yeah, shucking. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for all the comments, and thank you for those who tuned in and watched us. Thank you, Sister Charmaine, for being able to be here with us today, and also Sister Hazel. And also on behalf of INC Radio Seattle, we also like to give a huge thank you to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. We also like to thank our Subsea President, overall CFO Overseer, Brother Angelo Manalo. We also like to thank our District Minister of Washington State, Brother Ramil Regino. Thank you also to our Assistant District Minister, Brother Relly Rivera, to our CFO Overseer, Brother Chris Valdez, and our Executive Producer, Brother Manny Andaya, and of course to all of you, the listeners. And lastly, but not the least, thank you to our INC Radio Tech crew. It is because of all of you that we get to do this every Saturday and get to connect with us from all over the world. Thank you so very much. From INC Radio Seattle, we'll see you later.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.